Step back three on the way. Oh, it banks in. The throw to the plate. And Dangle with a strong posture.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even going to introduce myself. I'm just going to do this for now. I'm just going to do this. I just feel like doing this. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, let me decompress. Hello, my name is Clifford Bonet, and welcome back to the Boston Power Hour. It is my pleasure to be here with you on this fine Monday, probably Tuesday morning, or whenever you're watching it, and that's okay. You know why I'm so excited? I am so excited because one team called the Boston Celtics won. They won in such an amazing fashion. And you know what I had to do, ladies and gentlemen? I always start the week off. I always start these shows off with some guy ranting. Not this week, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think so. It's time. It's time. It's time right now. I had to text this guy. I had to talk Mike. I had to talk Mike. I'm telling you. Why did I have to talk Mike? Because he doubted me. He doubted me. He was over here talking, hey, Cliff, man, Celtics in 6. I mean, Nets in 6. See, I can't even fathom by saying that other team in 6 and Celtics just came out. We played great basketball. Marcus Smart is one of the main reasons why we won. It was amazing. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, he's over here. He's like shell shock. I'm going to say shell shock because he just doesn't know what to say. There's nothing to say. There's nothing he can do. But ladies and gentlemen, don't let him fool you with these foolish little stats because we know how he gets down. He's my brother from another mother, but it's okay. He's just a little deranged, a little crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is. You know, it's that guy over there. It's that guy. It's that guy. You know, I'm shooting him. Shots fired. That's right. I'm glad you came up like this, prepared. What nonsense do you have to say today?
I've said I'm rooting for the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. Don't get that twisted. Mm-hmm. But, Cliff, it's one game, just one game. I stand by my stance. The Nets are still winning this series in 6 games. Will my stance change? Game 2 will decide that. Game 2 will decide that. The green teamers, I've seen it over the last 24 hours. Like, I like the Celtics, don't get me wrong. But the fan base is like one of the most insufferable fan bases. It kind of sucks to root for the Celtics and see how the fan base acts. The Boston Celtics, they won the game. And it's funny, Cliff, since we've been doing this, right? I attack Tatum, saying like he doesn't have that killer instinct I want to see. He goes on this like amazing run over the last 2 months.
That's right.
Then I say Jason Tatum can't hit a shot. When the game matters, Jason Tatum hits the game winner.
That's right.
But it was a layup. It was just a layup.
A shot is a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's hating.
It was a layup.
Hater.
Cliff, the Boston Celtics had a 12-point plus lead. They led more than 12 points. They squandered it. They blew it. The Nets had control of the game, and in the final minute, they played great. They showed up. What's crazy is I have not seen a Celtics team like this in a long time. Mm-hmm. And when the game mattered in the final minute, the Celtics actually showed up. They played defense when it mattered. They made Kevin Durant take a hard shot, which Kevin Durant has made those shots in the past. Hits from the back rim. They get the ball. Brown passes it to Smart. And last year, the 2 years, 3 years, the last 4 or 5 years, Smart would take that 3. Smart decides to pass it up to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum goes in the
I'm cutting you off. You're not allowed to commentate on such great ball play. What I'm going to do for our fans, the green team fans, is I'm going to just play this video. It was beautiful. It was magic. Look at that. Oh, Durant misses.
He hits that shot 9 out of 10
but he didn't. He didn't.
He hits that shot, the game's over.
Right, guess what? Look at this is right here. Jaylen Brown makes the pass, fakes it, because he's a veteran.
Yeah, 2 guys go up on Smart.
Listen, it's over. It's over. You know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Marcus Smart had an interview, and he said, I came into the league as a point guard. The Celtics asked me to do this and that, and he did it, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what he had to do? He made a point guard play. Marcus Smart made a point guard play. You must admit it. You just admitted it. We can rewind. We can do that.
Okay, but Cliff, it's one game. It's game one. You, as a Celtics fan, just like everyone else, are acting like they won the NBA Finals.
No.
That's how the Celtics nation is right now, and it fucking is so stupid. I hate it. Like, yes, great game. Great W. Okay. Guess what? You blew a 12-point lead.
Yep.
Jason Tatum had no field goals in the fourth quarter until that final layup. He had 2 free throws to start. It was Jaylen Brown down the stretch is the one that matters, that got him back in the game.
I told you he's one of my favorites.
But listen, this Brooklyn Nets team, I said this, it's 6 games. It's going to be 2-2 after 4 games. The Brooklyn Nets have proved in that game that they can win in Boston. They can do it. You got to also think Kyrie hasn't played a full season. They haven't.
How many points did Kyrie have?
Played a full season.
How many points did Kyrie have?
And they were scrappy enough to be there at the very end. They were down. They didn't get blown out. They were down. Celtics fans should be nervous. Cliff, you people out there by the Green Teamers are so excited that you're already saying Celtics in 5, Celtics in 4. It's going to be a long, drawn-out series. I was entertained. That was a great game. It was a great basketball game.
How many points?
I like the Celtics. Don't get me wrong. And Tatum needed this moment. Jason Tatum needed that moment. And a picture speaks 1,000 words. It was awesome. It's great.
It was. But I have to ask you a question because you said it. You said Kyrie. Kyrie only played half a year because of COVID, his decision he made, which is fine. We're not hating over here. But guess what? He was hurt because he was balling. He was balling. Look at him. He's like, no, not here. And we're not going to talk too much about the middle finger because you know what? I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care either. And another thing that bothers me about Celtics fans is you're playing the victim. Both you guys.
I didn't like that.
Celtics fans play the victim, and Kyrie plays the victim, and you guys jaw at each other, and then once you get hit in the face, you're like, oh, Kyrie is putting the middle finger up to me. Oh, Kyrie told me to suck my dick. But you're the one who's saying shit to Kyrie as well, too. But then Kyrie's complaining as well and being a bitch about it, too. But I'll say this, it's entertaining. It's great for both sides.
Very entertaining.
Basketball needs this.
You
need a villain. It's the city of Boston versus Kyrie. It's fun to watch, but it's also what's great about it. Kyrie put up 39 points. Kyrie looked great. Yeah. Kyrie was great in that second half.
But he didn't win.
Kyrie is going to get his win. Kyrie's going to get his win in Boston on Wednesday night.
But listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, because your boy Cliff wasn't trying to let things down during the game. I had to text this man. And look what he's saying. Come on. Up 12 vanish. Yeah, the effects of sitting smart.
I just felt like the way things were going, a Tatum game winner was going to be poetic because I've been talking so much against the Celtics. and you know what? I kind of broke things down, right?
Yep.
Tice got in foul trouble pretty early on.
They don't like Tice. We know this.
But also, too, like 18 fouls in the first quarter is just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
It completely slowed everything down.
It's
There's
the NBA.
Too many fouls. Even Drummond had like 4 fouls pretty quickly in that game as well, too. Marcus Smart did kind of make a boneheaded play. I think he was like in the under 2-minute mark that he made a like pretty bad decision. And Jason Tatum disappeared in the fourth quarter. Like a layup is cool. And Tatum admitted it. It's just a layup.
Yeah.
It's just a layup.
Yep.
Good timing. Good play. Good team chemistry, right?
But it was the right play to make. It was a spin layup. It was there. He took what was given, right?
Talk to me when Jason Tatum hits a buzzer beater in someone's face.
I have another question.
Or take control of the game. The way the Celtics played, they shouldn't have been in that position. They should have won by 20. Every time you kept looking at the score, it's like, geez, how are the Nets still hanging in this game? How's it 61 up at halftime? That's what bothered me about the Celtics.
Okay, let me ask you a question, right? You're picking the Nets because they have Kyrie, KD. That they're pretty loaded. Very talented team, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason they made it a game. They're not going to just fall apart. And I will say this. I'm not going to doubt Ime's coaching, but I'm telling you, sitting Smart down for that period of time, I don't think Smart can sit down.
Yep.
I think Ime's going to identify that. There's going to be changes made. I think that Jaylen Brown got beat up. Funny enough, real quick, why was the ref, when Jaylen Brown said, hey, I think it was a foul, he shook his head and he's like, what about the blood in my teeth? Not the invert elbow, the one before that, the first Q-tip up his nose. To me, it was interesting that, okay, if you're going to let them ball this way, when Williams starts knocking KD around, because that affected KD in the first 2 periods, KD doesn't like to be touched.
Yeah, they got to his head.
Yes, they did.
They got to KD's head.
But then the fouls started being called. They were like, hey, let's put these guys on the line so they could start making these shots and getting their rhythm.
It's terrible to know in the NBA how much control the refs do have on a game.
Scary.
And Celtics fans out there, like, the Nets are gonna be handed a game at some point. Mm-hmm. I want this series. I don't even want Nets in 6. I want the series to go 7 games, Cliff. I want this to be 7 games in Boston, and I want the Boston Celtics to win in 7.
I know you do.
I do.
But we're here to talk our shit. Okay.
And I'm also here to stand my ground. I say Nets in 6. I ain't gonna pull back on one game.
Should I shoot him, ladies? I had to shoot him. I'm sorry.
Because when the Celtics go down, 2-1 over the next couple games, it's being stretched out for an entire week. Mm-hmm. People are going to be like, well, what happened to game 1? I hope the Celtics sweep. I hope the Celtics go to the next round. Philadelphia looks good right now.
They do.
They just went up 2-0.
Yep.
Maybe GRD was saying, oh, well, it's because Toronto sucks. I think Embiid looks fantastic.
Toronto's a little overrated, though.
Yeah.
A little overrated.
The Bucks won a little scrappy game.
They got, again, another game where these refs were helping the superstar out.
Yep.
It's Giannis time. Let him freight train through people.
But I will say comfortably, the Celtics, if not when, if they pull this off, they should go to the finals. Because this is a hard-nosed team that you're going against. People wanted to avoid the easy matchup the first round. Mm-hmm. You'd rather have the hard matchup, and if you can beat that team, you really do feel invincible. It's all about momentum.
Facts.
It's all about momentum.
But they
have it right now, game 1.
But
if that could have went the other way, it could have been 0-1 for the Celtics.
But it's not.
Nervous.
But it's not.
It's not.
And the saying is, defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. The man is balling right now.
Marcus Smart, as an individual,
yes,
proved everybody wrong. If you're a Celtics fan out there, there has been at least at some point in his tenure since 2014, 2015, that you have talked crap about Marcus Smart.
Hell yeah.
Even those that are the most loyalist Celtics fans that are completely biased and homer, you have talked down about Marcus Smart at some point. And this is a great redemption for Marcus Smart, rightfully earned. Mm-hmm. Turn it around. I'm eating crow. I eat crow all the time.
Same here. Not going to lie.
Jorge, I talked to him about it, and Jorge even said, too, I've talked bad about Marcus Smart. Just look at yourself. It doesn't mean like you're wrong to talk bad about him.
He was not
wrong to
he was not performing.
Him. He was not performing the right way. Babs spin zone on this. This actually shows that Brad Stevens looks bad. Brad Stevens wasn't a good coach.
Ooh.
Because you were never playing to Marcus Smart's strengths. All of a sudden, Udoka comes to figure it out, playing to Smart's strengths, wins Defensive Player of the Year for the first time for the Celtics since Garnett, and the first guard to do it since Gary Payton. That's a huge W for Udoka.
Yeah.
Good W for redemption for Marcus Smart individually, but for coaching wise, Udoka, great, and Celtics fans should feel happy about that, to know that he's staying. Because a lot of people didn't like Udoka at the beginning of the season because the Celtics were struggling, and he's just trying to figure things out. That, even though it's an individual award, I'm going to give him some credit. I'll give Stevens credit as well, too, in the organization for sticking by Marcus Smart, because they knew what they had in him. Well, everyone wanted him gone.
Good point.
Everyone wanted him as a trade piece, and they came out right away, the organization, said, no, he's staying. He's part of the Brown Tatum era. Mm-hmm. So the organization deserves a round of applause for that.
Big salute for that.
I give them a round of applause.
Big salute for that. And I will say this, though. Entertaining series. I'm excited. And, we're here. We're out here. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've said this before. As you see this guy, he's just full of he got his Army gear. because he's scared. He knows what's going on here in these streets.
I got everybody attacking me yesterday.
It's all right.
I'm trying to enjoy my Easter Sunday with my girls. It was it's our second Easter together. It was the first time they go on the egg hunt. We're going outside and we're trying to watch the game. And I'm rooting for the Celtics. I'm rooting for the Celtics, and everyone has to tag me afterwards, telling me, that's right, Babs. Look at the killer instinct right there by Jason Tatum. Oh, you said Nets in 6, and you look so dumb. It's game 1.
I got your back. It's not. I got your back. It's not Jason Tatum coming out's party for the playoffs. It was a collaborative effort of all teams. If anything, to me, I don't think they played so well. I think that there's so much more room for improvement. Salute to some of the bench players.
I just don't want this to be their peak game.
No.
Is this the best that you're going to?
No.
Better Celtics team than this.
We'll slow it down, but we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch topics because we're talking. It's baseball season. Baseball is back. I'm excited. Why? Because that means the weather's gonna get warm. I hear that not the Celtics, but the Red Sox have an amazing offense, that they're potent, but their pitching is a little lackluster.
Yeah, you could tell today if you watched the game. Marathon Monday Blues on that one. They gave up 6 runs. 6 runs in the 8th inning. Pitching didn't look that great.
What are they going to do? What can they do? Is there anything that they can do?
It's a little nerve-wracking. You had Rich Hill, Dick Mountain on the mound today. Mm-hmm. Gave up a 2-run shot right in the first inning. Gave up another 2-run shot. You're down 4-0. Mm-hmm. Your hitters cannot always be out there every single game. The pitching's going to be terrible this season. And you have the hitters on the team. You have a good lineup. They're going to get hot at some point in the season. You're going to get it going. But at what point is the organization going to say, we need to go out and get pitching?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose the fan base and the fan interest right away. You don't want to be a subpar 500 team going into June, going into the dog days of summer. Mm-hmm. You need to at least pick it up. They have a 3-game series coming up against the Blue Jays. Blue Jays is going to be probably the best team in the AL East. You don't want to get swept and then all of a sudden be right in the basement and try to play catch up. And then you have to have a road trip, and I think they're going on the West Coast. More importantly, we said there was going to be changes happening, right? Spike King's gone. Officially.
Yeah.
Babs on the mic now. Just Babs on the mic. Babs on the mic. Yeah, GRD. He created me, right?
It's all good.
And the point of changing a name in stuff is we're trying to grow. We're trying to we're pink hats when it comes to the Red Sox.
It's all good, though.
We're learning.
We admit it.
But Yawkey Way Report, it's the magazine that sold outside of Fenway Park.
Yeah.
The only magazine sold outside Fenway Park.
Yeah.
You guys, all summer long, myself, Babs, Cliff, Notes Project, Cliff Bonet.
That's me.
We have an advertisement in the Yawkey Way Report.
We do?
We do.
What?
And what's crazy is, Cliff, I looked at this, and I have a copy as well right here. There it is. And I'll even put this out on my side right here. This is awesome.
Look at that.
This is awesome.
That's us?
That's us.
Oh, man.
And you scan this right here, it brings our YouTube page up, and we get to have new advertisements every sort of issue. That's Sly right there on the left-hand side. He's the man who does it all. He's the one who puts it together.
Yes, sir.
He's the one. There's plenty of what's great about this, and it changes every couple homestands. I think this is the issue that's coming out for this first homestand right here. They have some young writers that are in here that write these amazing articles. What we're doing, this is our fault, Sly, I know you're probably going to watch, is we want to eventually during the summer break down some of these articles, have the people come on and talk about it. Remember, we had Brendan Watabe last time we talked baseball. We had Dito come on. We want to get more people involved from the Yawkey Way Report to talk about it, to actually fill you with knowledge.
But before we want to do that, can we give a little props to our guy here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing his thing. He's out here in these streets, you know? Look at that. If you see this guy,
iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Shout out.
Just upgraded my phone this week. Now listen, I'm going to talk to you about that day. All right. So opening day was Friday. Couldn't get down there. You couldn't get down there. We're busy men.
Yep.
Saturday comes. I'm like, Michelle, she had to work later in the day. I was like, I got to get down to Fenway. I got to get my hands on a copy of this. It's a 4:30 first pitch. I get down to Kenmore Square right at 1 o'clock. Nothing set up because the Bruins were playing at 12:30. Yep. And I got down there. I was like, shit, like I need to get my hands on one of these. I did a lap around Fenway. We're doing a little recon because things are coming, dude. We want to do some live shows out there. We want to see what the vibes are like.
That's right.
See how things are positioned. It's been a while since I've been down to Fenway with actually people there. So as I'm leaving, it's like an hour later, 2 o'clock. I found a kid that was selling these, grabbed 2 of them. As you can see, I filmed a little video across the street hyping up. And then I looked over my shoulder and Sly was there. So that's where I ended up seeing Sly. So before we go on, we will be down at Fenway at some point selling these programs. I want to try to hustle, and we want to try to make the most sales in Yawkey Way Report history on one single night. I think we can do that.
I think so too.
I am a natural at selling programs because, you know, Sly, he gives it to you. He tells you how it is. That's the type of personality he is. I was screaming. Top of my lungs. Programs here. Programs. $5. Programs here. Programs. I'm ready for it. He was laughing. That was before I did the video. He said I was a natural. I did it. I got everyone looking our way doing that. And on top of this with the Yawkey Way Report too, and I mean, this is going back to 2019, Cliff. 2019, we talked about it, Ride the Wave Media. For those who've been following me a long time, the Ride the Wave Media, the point of Ride the Wave Media was there's a lot of young and up-and-coming people that want to get in the sports world. I want to help them. Like, you know, like I get helped in what I do. So it's my way of giving back. The Yawkey Way Report does that with young baseball writers. Guess who was one of the baseball writers for the Yawkey Way Report back in 2013?
Drum roll, please.
Jared Carabas.
Wow.
That's where he got his start. Jared Carabas started at the Yawkey Way Report, and he eventually worked his way up to Barstool Sports, and then left Barstool Sports recently and signed with DraftKings, and is kind of just doing his own thing.
He got money.
So, and I'm hoping this upcoming summer we get to do something with Jared. That'd be nice, you know. But that's where someone gets to start. It starts somewhere, right?
That's it.
And I do know that I have something lined up. I think I'm going to do an article every issue and put something out there. I do something unique, though. I can't just break down stats and talk about baseball just yet.
Yeah.
But I have an interview, I believe, that I want to get done for this next upcoming issue, and we're going to be, you know, talking about it over the time. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that, especially when we get into the dog days of summer. It's all about Red Sox, and we'll have some good Red Sox shows later on. I think we might be doing our first live show already next month in May. So I'm excited, and
So am I.
And let me tell you something. This is a big fucking deal. Like, I posted about it, and, you know, I have a lot of close friends, and, you know, I didn't get the reception I thought I was going to get. I don't think people understand this. Like, it's not just like things are handed to you, especially when it comes to a guy like Sly. This has been something that I've been working on for 2 years, Cliff. I think it's a big fucking deal to have my face, your production, and what we're doing in something that's sold right outside Fenway Park. You know, it's not that easy to just go up and get it done.
Nope.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yep.
And I don't think people understand that. And that bothers me, but it makes me just be like, okay, all right, this is what it's going to be. All right, let's fucking keep working.
Yeah.
Like that drove me insane Saturday, Sunday, like just sitting on it, thinking about it. Like, I don't think people understand like how big this is to just have like an advertisement like that, boom, right at Fenway Park, where both of us don't really have an in there. Like I'm not coming out here. I say it with the Patriots. I'm not like the most knowledgeable Patriots guy. Like I just a loudmouth SOB who loves drinking beers and just having fun. But I like using my platform to put others out there. So, you know, I've worked hard in the networking area. You've seen it, obviously. And, you know, now having the production team of you here, I think we're going to have a fun summer. And I think we're going to be able to make a little noise down there at Fenway Park and expand what we're trying to do at Boston Power Hour and what I'm trying to do personally and what you're trying to do for your production. I don't think people see that yet. We see it. It's a method to our madness, but I'm going to remember it.
I just want to say, to me, what I'm seeing is looking from the inside out and vice versa and having conversations with people, right? I think that when they're looking at said production, right, and they're like, wait a minute, how are you doing that, right? We're just doing it. How are you at the Brook Casino? How did you produce a show at said casino? How did you get your face in an ad? Why does your production look that way? How are you in the New England Patriots Stadium doing this and that? I think people do take things for granted until you're next to, like, say, a big, right? And I'm not saying that Sly's not big, meaning like, holy shit, they're next to someone that we watch TV with, and I'll say this, and I say this respectfully to everyone. I want you to go out and compare our production to someone else's production, please. We might just be, quote unquote, a show, but our show's just a little bit different. We're growing, and there's a lot of things going on that we can't necessarily say, simply because I've been telling him we got to just not say anything, because I like to roll out. That.
It's so hard for me.
I like to roll out a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you're like, Cliff, we got to get an intro, man. And I'm like, don't worry.
I run at 100 miles an hour.
He's like, we got to get the intro. I'm like, dude, I'm working on it. It's coming. It's coming. And then when people saw that, they were like, that's yours? Yeah, it's ours.
The crazy thing is this, Cliff. We're moving at a certain pace right now. Like this is a huge accomplishment to me. Like, I'm thinking about when I was a kid and just being able to walk down Fenway and you see these being sold outside, to be like, yo, like, I'm in that magazine, and it was earned. Like, it was earned to be there. It's just a stepping stone. It's just your first step. It's our first move. Like, you're playing a game here, and it's like your first move going into Fenway Park and being in that area. That's a W right at the start of the season, the first game. Like, it's out there, and we're going to be there all season, and we can be able to do unique things. We're on literally the back cover, like the inside of the back cover.
Yep. We're
not that great yet to be on the back cover. That's Sully's brand, by the way. A little shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
But we're right there. We're the yellow. It just pops. It's amazing. It's a good feel. And dude, I wish I could do this full time. I wish I could do this every single day. We have lives outside of this.
Yes, we do.
The second we get that, and we're working towards it, the second you let us in somewhere, it's going to explode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, like, it's going to explode what we're doing. And it's not just about me and you. It's about the team that's around us. It's about the people that support us. And we want to give the other people the opportunities to come on and do what they got to do. So that's why, you look at a Yawkey Way report, and Sly, and I've been knowing him for a couple years, and he's seen the work I put in. COVID ruined everything for everybody. It put everyone a step back. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because me taking that step back put me 2 steps forward with you. And now we're there, and he's happy. I can't wait to fucking go out to a game, and we're selling programs.
Yeah.
And we're filming content.
Yep.
I can't wait to have our first live event at Fenway Park, and just telling you, if you're out Fenway, we're going to be there. We're going to film a show. I can't wait to do an away game and having some sort of party that we might be able to do. So a lot of things got to fall into play, and we've been working on that behind the scenes. And sometimes we get a little discouraged because I like to get ahead of myself, but other times it's like things just work out magically.
Lesson learned.
Like that.
It's all good.
It works out. So I'm very excited, and we're here to compete.
Yep.
We're here to compete and fucking prove people wrong. Just
and
like Marcus Smart proved me wrong. Just like Jason Tatum's proved me wrong. Just like the Boston Celtics proved me wrong.
I got to talk my shit real quick on the production side. I
Talk
feel
it.
like
this is a I watch right now.
I watch programs. I'm very, like, I'm a fan of, like, say, BST. I'm a fan of, Felger and Maz and all these other shows. I'm noticing changes. I hope it was me that brought these changes. You don't need to admit it. I'm just watching, and I'm like, that's interesting. You guys never did that. I know we started doing it in our little thing here, and then next thing you know, you guys popped up with it. I like that. Again, we're just two guys that just want to work.
When you say that, and this actually stems down to, like, even say, like, GRD, right? Corey. And with him running his Celtics account, there have been things that he's done for the Boston Celtics, like on his own account, that was taken by the Boston Celtics social media, and they actually used it. I've seen that. I've seen stuff that I've done in the past. The Patriots have done.
That's what they do,
and that's fine.
Yep.
But it also shows that, like, okay,
we're on the right path.
In your mind, there's something going.
Yep.
And you say, check your ego at the door. This ain't an ego. Like, we're not having like a pissing contest, like, of what's going on.
Right.
It's just that we're very motivated in what we do. We're very we want to compete, but we also, like, want to work with others as well too, and being independent. We're far ahead of where
for sure
others are and where we should be. It's fun, and I just say, like, isn't it crazy to go from, like, Patriots season, be like, yo, we're on the back cover of the Yawkey Way Report. We're going to be down at Fenway this year. We're going to be doing some awesome things. That's the way to expand.
Shout outs to Six Strings too. Forgot about Six Strings.
Yeah.
But that wasn't highlighted because I'm sorry.
The Patriots lost.
I'm sorry. And didn't punt. Okay, I'm sorry.
And
Let's
you know
get back
what?
to it.
and then again, timing has to work out.
Yep.
Cliff, like I want the Boston Celtics to go into 7 games because Game 7 is Sunday, May 1st, and it's a free day for both of us.
Let's go.
And we know, I know we can get something done that day.
Oh, for sure.
Things have to just work out. We could be down at the Garden, like
For sure.
dude, the capabilities of what you have and like what we can do if we had every day. I'm just saying, like
they don't
we
know
could
yet.
Be down at the Garden every day. We could be down.
They
at
don't
Fenway
know
every
yet.
day.
It's okay.
Maybe give it a year or two. You never know. It takes time. We're told it takes time.
It does, but we're different.
And we have people that believe in us, though. It's good.
But I have something to ask you. Okay, so when Spike speaks to certain individuals and people speak to me, they're like, "Hey, speak to Cliff. Cliff manages me." Let's talk about contracts, okay? Because you're a friend of mine. It's more than business now. We talk about our babies. I always say, hey, you know what? You got to watch this. You should move this way. And it's all about brotherly love, just me. I'm about 10 years older than you, and I've just got to tell you, hey, you know what? Let's talk about different type of things, right? So let me back up. A few weeks ago, you and I were talking about one Trent Brown. And we only, ladies and gentlemen, I need people to see me, okay? We only say these things because we are true fans, but we are fans that like to speak the truth. We like transparency. We like to say, wait a minute, there's a concern that I might have. And he says, wait a minute, Cliff, I have the same concern. And then we come here and we talk about it and we give it to you guys. But you probably are like, whatever. But then, funny enough, again, I'm not saying they took content because they have a bunch of people over there. You know what happened? There was one person that I follow every single day. I have my coffee. I listen to them, Toucher and Rich. 98.5. I'm a fanboy of that. I just like their programming. Beto Bertrand, I seen how he came up. Amazing story. One day he'll get his shot, like really get his shot, right? I'm talking about television. Ladies and gentlemen, shout outs to my boy Zoe. Zoe said, whoa, they're giving him a contract. He had concerns. Same concerns that we mentioned. And guess who else had concerns? The New England Patriots. They had concerns. They were saying, wait a minute, big boy. You protected Tom Brady, but you're a little too big.
We talked about this weeks ago about
and then
the
what
Trent Brown
happened?
Situation, right? Just saying, I have concerns. It's because you said, are they doing anything for Mac Jones? I said, well, they re-signed Trent Brown, but I have concerns. Is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to stay in shape? Last year when he had his calf issue, there was a weight issue. See, dude, we hear things. Mm-hmm. You people think that Gillette Stadium's Fort Knox. It really isn't.
Nope.
Like, things slip out. They're out there, right? And the Patriots media people are only going to report so much because they need to keep their credentials. Like, I ain't ever getting Patriots credentials, like, because they don't want that, right?
Right.
These things do exist. So it's funny, we talk about it, and ironic, and then just literally a week after we talk about it, this comes out. $750,000 to stay under 365 pounds for Trent Brown. Zolak talked about it on 98.5. We kind of brushed up on it last week and was saying that it's concerning because it shows that they don't trust his weight. They don't trust him being, they think he's 400 pounds. They don't trust him to stay in shape. Now, his first stint in 2018 with the Patriots, he came over from the 49ers because he couldn't keep his weight under control.
It's a problem.
The Niners saw it, and they wanted to cut ties with them. Patriots saw an opportunity. Trent Brown really slimmed down in 2018 because he was getting paid at a minimum salary, and he knew, hey, I'm protecting the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Yep.
And plus, when you win a Super Bowl, your
Cha-ching!
skyrockets. He went to the Raiders in Oakland at the time.
Got paid.
And ate his way back up and ballooned up. There's pictures out there of his side-by-side. Mm-hmm. That's why Raiders fans still have a distaste in their mouth of it. So we talked about that. It's funny because...
And then what happened?
I was just literally going to say, Trent Brown, we posted the video of us talking about the concerns, and Trent says, y'all clearly don't know shit about what's going on in any situations you spoke on. Well, if you just Google Trent Brown or Raiders and look at Raiders fans and talking about it, they all hate Trent Brown because of the weight issues. He got paid big money and barely played. He didn't take it serious.
Nope.
So that's why we're allowed to say, I have concerns.
Yes, it.
And just because Trent, and how Trent, like, how rattled are you? I didn't even tag you in this video.
Yo.
You come out and you
Yo.
see it that you had to comment on it. And pull that back up 1 second.
All right.
Because I just write back, glad to see that I light a fire under your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it stays lit. Because you know what? I want to see him succeed because I want to see the Patriots succeed just like I want to see the Celtics succeed.
It.
It's spiking at the time. Fire stays lit. Injuries are part of the game, and you wouldn't know that. Stick to holding that mic and get off mine. I'm holding the mic right now. I know about injuries. I've had 2 back surgeries before I turned 30 years old. L405 herniated disc happened twice when I was 23 and 29 years old. I had a fucking back surgery a week after my twins were born, Trent Brown. I know about injuries and I know how they suck. And it made me balloon up because when you get hurt, just like your calf injury, you're gonna gain weight. Look at me. Like I've gained weight because of the injury. It happens. I actually know about that, Trent Brown. That's what bothered me is that comment. So yeah. We're both good at what we do. I'm good at holding the mic and talking my talk, and you're good at just doing what you got to do. His thing, being lame. So you just called yourself being lame because they said we're both good at what we do, and he said, being lame. Did you just call yourself lame too? That's what it seemed.
But it's all good.
He's rattled because maybe there's truth to it. Why are you defending yourself like that? I didn't tag you. I'm not like tagging you hey, I'm not playing the victim either. Just like Celtics fans are when Kyrie attacks.
But I want all these athletes to truly understand. Like I don't come here to attack them personally. I'm saying, okay, our coach selected you, or whomever in the organization brought you here. I want to see the best come out of you. I'm here to tell you, hey, this person can't do that because there's 11 other guys here, so blah, 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 blah. I understand. I'm one of the realest ones that's going to just say, I get it, but you blew up, dude.
So here's the thing, Cliff.
Before you go there, can I tell him about my concerns?
Go ahead.
All right. So, Trent, we told you our concerns as true fans and us wanting you to do your job. That's it. Spike, we had an awesome rookie season, and I'm talking about you created a wave. You had everyone riding the wave. You're like, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, and I think McDonald's owes you some money, sir. We'll talk about that later, because you said for every dub, everybody needs to go out there in these streets and eat a Big Mac, sir.
10 of them. 10 of them this past season.
He's not lying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about, like, he went in. He was eating. He was just like, listen, we won. I'm a man of my word. I'm not worried about the body. Boom. But as your manager, we got to talk just like the Patriots spoke to Trent Brown.
So what do you got, Cliff?
I'm putting up a contract. I'm not even putting the incentives because you know what the incentives are.
The incentives of just having you
like,
in the production studio.
I don't want you to blow up. The Twins need you. I need you. The world needs you. The sports world needs you.
The camera already adds 10 pounds to you.
That's what I'm saying. So, Trent, Babs is going to work. Are you going to work? Let's go down this line. Tell them what you're going to do, man. This is this contract. How do you feel about this contract?
Like, I mean, it looks good. I see what you're doing. We've been picking things up, and you say, hey, you want to be part of the Cliff Notes Project studio? You want to keep this going? Let's hit some incentives just like Trent Brown's got to hit those incentives. Just
like the Patriots, right?
And you know what? It motivates me because if Trent Brown wants to talk his shit to me and Trent Brown says, I don't understand it, okay, you want to play that game? Then I'll play the game with you. Who's going to fail first, me or Trent Brown? That's what it's going to be. I'm officially 280. That's what I'm at right now. Weighed myself this morning. You got to weigh yourself in the morning. That's when it counts the most. 280. And weight fluctuates. So today, Monday, Marathon Day, was the first day of Patriots reporting. There it is, the big 280. Got to send it to you. There's my feet marks right there.
I saw that. We were going to talk about that.
Yeah, we will. So the Patriots had their first day today. So today technically was the first day for Trent Brown's first weigh-in to make $150,000. All right, his next weigh-in is, what was it, June 1st.
Let's go back.
So if I'm 280, let's get down to 265 by June 1st. Let me hit those same incentives he does. And here's the difference. He is a pro athlete that has the Awesome equipment all around him. The best facility, the best nutritionist, people cooking for him. I got a Taco Bell like 2 minutes away from my place.
Yep.
Like I have the temptations all around me. But the difference is, in the way you had it out, he's got to stay a certain weight because you got to be big as an O lineman.
That's it.
I'll keep losing the weight. So even by September 8th, which is the Thursday before Sunday of the first week of the National Football League, which anyways, that's Thursday night kickoff, I'll even lose more weight. And halfway through the season, I'll go down to at least 235. That's close to where I am at 280 right now, close to a 50-pound weight loss by the end of the season. Who's going to fail first? I'm going to weigh myself every Thursday like he has to weigh himself every Thursday to get his 25K. You know when he doesn't weigh in or he's over the weight, the Patriots aren't going to release it. I'll find out about it.
Yes, you will.
Absolutely find out about it. And that
Yes, he
motivates
will.
me. Because I'm going to make him shut up about it.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I hope we both win. I hope I lose my weight and I stay on track, just like I hope Trent Brown stays on that track under 365, makes his money, protects Mac Jones, and the Patriots wins games because of that.
Listen, I'm happy that you're up for the challenge. Okay? Because
if we met in person, by the way, that he would like literally eat me.
Probably.
Like he would just take me like this and just go push me right down to the ground.
I have this little thing here. I didn't look at it, but I have it. Our guy Mac Jones. I'm not seeing it.
No, not yet. The only way that right now that they helped out Mac Jones was Trent Brown.
Ooh, you beat me to the punch, man. Let me find these cards.
It's a setup because listen, the Trent Brown, and it wasn't a guarantee that you were getting Trent Brown back. So it was great to see that Trent Brown's back. I shit on him last year. I'll admit it, remember? I came out.
We all did.
You had to. Because
he deserved it.
He deserved it because it's like, all right, you're signing for this $6.5 million contract. You need to show up and play.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the first half of the season, it's like, where are you? And you can say, well, Babs, he's injured. He's not ready. And then you're hearing things that he's a little overweight. Seems like he's not really taking care of what he's doing. But when he's out there, it is a difference maker. He is a difference maker, and you need somebody like that.
When he moves.
I just don't want Trent Brown to finesse us. That's all.
Like he did to the
Raiders? Yeah, I just, I have trust in it. Obviously, Mac Jones was hyped up, too. He put it on... Mac Jones doesn't go on Twitter, but he went on Twitter to show support, Instagram to show support.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a big deal for Mac Jones. That's your first kind of key of all right, we have at least somebody there for Mac Jones to protect him.
Right.
But I'm not going to be somebody that's like, yes, Trent Brown, we're so excited, yo, Trent, I got to see the work put in.
Put in some work.
I do have some skepticism. That's all.
Me too. Okay.
That's it.
All right. So you brought.
I can't believe Trent got upset about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
it is what it is. It
truth,
motivates me.
It's
funny. And you know what? Like Trent, when I posted, we post the clips from the show.
Yep.
And it's funny that Trent Brown was all butthurt about it, and takes a little shot at me, and people are gonna, you got owned, Babs. You got ratioed by Trent Brown. Really? I got him rattled. And I can't wait to throw it back in his fucking face later in the season.
Nice.
I want to throw it back in his face because imagine being paid weekly $25,000 just to stay underweight.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm just going to do it just to prove a point. That's what I'm here to do, and also to keep my contract with you.
That's right,
keep
baby.
you as my manager.
I'm going to tell you, to me, ladies and gentlemen, he just proved that, hey, we're somebody out here. We're doing something. Our little thing we got going rattled this man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really hope people can go back. You can go back, look at the YouTube. You can look at the tweets. It's right there.
Just
a little research.
Just be nice to me. Just be nice to Babs, and I'll never talk badly about you. I'll never say I'll never say a bad word about David Andrews.
But you'll get the truth.
I'll never say a bad word about Jarrett Stidham.
But you'll get the truth.
I'll never say a bad word. I mean, I said bad words about Matt Judon.
But you'd get the truth.
I just putting the truth out there of how I feel, dude. And we can change stances, except Nets and 6.
We're allowed.
But we can change stances on what we.
Guy. Y'all saw that?
Stances on how we feel. You're allowed to have your opinion.
That's the beauty of it.
And just because, a guy like Trent comes out and says something, He's just trying to defend himself. Doesn't mean it's truthful either.
It's all good.
I'm just saying.
But since we're talking a little bit of foosball, you know I like a little drama. I did ask for the quarterback chaos. I felt like I got some of that. I think the Brady thing's still lingering. Hopefully that still happens. But
it was there. The Brady to Miami situation.
It would have been nice. But there's more. They call it novela or like a Days of Our Lives soap opera. Look at this. This guy punches in.
Malcolm Butler said it was Bill Belichick who initiated the contact with him. It came as a surprise, Butler told reporters. My agent told me Bill wanted to talk with me. I was happy. I started working out immediately because I knew there could be a possibility that I could return. So reading this was something I just saw late tonight. Really didn't get to digest it until right now. So you're going to get my actual live opinion on this.
That's a beautiful thing.
The fact that he said, I started working out immediately. Butler knows that he now has a second chance in the NFL. Maybe a third or fourth chance because, like, he knows that he has another chance in the NFL. He knows he's coming to the New England Patriots, a fan base that will absolutely die for him.
He's a hero.
Support him.
He's still a hero
he
here.
Can live off of that here. That's what we said originally about the signing. But also knows I got to work my ass off if I want to play under Bill Belichick, and I just want to come in and prove that what happened in the past is in the past.
The past.
Which he got into that.
Yes,
Malcolm
he did.
says that he and Butler says that he and Belichick didn't talk about the past when he came back to working out. Instead, Belichick talked to him about how he was feeling mentally, how difficult it would be coming back and taking a year off. Belichick wanted to know if Malcolm was all in, and Malcolm Butler said he was all in.
Let's go.
So, is there anything that Malcolm Butler wanted to address about the Super Bowl? Malcolm Butler says, I'm moving forward from that. I know it will always be there. You have to keep doing your research. I'm here for the Patriots and here to be peaceful. He shared more about the benching, and he just said that's what, about moving forward, that's what grown men do. That's in the past. You can't live in the past. I'm interested to see, it's got to come out, right, about the Butler stuff.
It's a non-disclosure for the moment.
But in terms of the media, how many times is Malcolm Butler and Bill Belichick going to be asked about this during the season?
A lot.
Because I think
if he makes the cut, right?
I think he's going to make the cut.
I think Bill's going to keep him.
I think the Patriots media members, the ones that have the credentials in there every day, are getting the questions out of the way now. Then the Patriots are probably like, no more questions.
We're done.
Now, national media is probably going to have theirs once in a while.
So the Bobos.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be out there. And I think that I can't wait for Malcolm Butler to get his first interception in the season. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Malcolm Butler. I'm Team Butler.
That would be a nice bet.
I'm Team Butler. And like I said, or like he said, everything's in the past. You grow up from it. There's maturity.
Yep.
Both sides.
Yep.
Now, I saw another tweet later on that said that someone had an interview with Butler, like a private interview or something, right before he signed with the Titans. That was right as he left New England. And Butler at the time said he was ready to like put Belichick right under the bus.
Really?
So that's what he's talking about, the maturity aspect
Okay.
of it is what it is.
Okay.
And now there's different aspects. One was about, him punching Steve Belichick. Another one saying that he had a concussion and the Patriots never reported it.
And there was one about him smoking weed. He was out partying.
Keep doing your research, keep digging it up.
Yep.
Like I said, this is a great business move for Malcolm Butler and the Patriots both ways. You don't want to live on your past, but Butler, this might be it for him. He knows it. These next 2 years could be it for his NFL career. Finish it off in New England. Finish on like kind of a high note. Finish with not that sour taste when you left. Come back here, get some warm apple pie, that warm cooking, home cooking humble pie, and fans are going to accept you, and you can live here in New England, and fans are going to love you, or you want to live down south, wherever you want to live, but you're always going to be accepted here. You're going to be able to do appearances. You're going to be able to get a job up here. You got to think about life after football.
Yeah.
And I think Butler, that kind of sparked in his head.
It's
when he said
resonating
that
with
he
him.
wanted to work out immediately, something clicked that was like, this is a great golden opportunity for me.
Do you think Coach got some of that humble pie too?
Yeah.
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 Me too.
Yeah. Belichick put himself into a corner.
Yeah.
Belichick's kind of been exposing himself a little bit.
Yeah.
You always thought he was this master. He's gonna pull himself out of it. But he kind of put himself into a corner with the Gilmore and J.C. Jackson situation. If he already had this handled, And you know, the Belichick 4D chess, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Belichick knew that Butler was taking a year off and probably figured into the back of his mind, let him take the year off and I'm just going to hit him up next year. Like, you know, like that's what's going to come out. Like that's how it's going to come out.
Well,
when
it's
Butler
coming out
looks
here.
good this year, that's how it's going to come out. Well, he knew that he retired in August and he saw that, so he knew he could just sit on the Gilmore thing and trade him away and knew he could just sit and just tell JC to kick rocks.
Because he had it in his back pocket.
Because he knew Butler was going to come back. Like that's how it's going to be played out. That's how it's going to be done.
Ah, my goodness. Well, I have a question for you, sir. Actually, it's not even for me, but it's from our fans.
Yeah, we only got a couple questions this week. I didn't know how long we were going to go tonight. Jose Angel Lopez, 88. Will Babs be doing a roast compilation of Mark Wahlberg in the future?
You're an actor,
so let me
too?
tell you something. I hate Mark Wahlberg. I like some of his movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like Step Brothers, like The Other Guys.
Are you done with him trying to overkill the boss, or is it because he left?
I just don't like that Mark Wahlberg keeps using the Boston sports or just Boston to promote his Hollywood life. Mm-hmm. I noticed with his new movie Father Stew. Now I'm giving him a cheap plug, of course.
Swing.
I think he reached out to athletes and might have paid them or did something in exchange for advertisement, because I just saw his Father Stew thing get promoted on all these different Instagram posts,
really?
In terms of story posts, tagging him and stuff like that. I just feel that he's just a fraud in the sense of using the city of Boston, using the sports, or
that's
using
a tough
people.
word, man.
Yeah, I think he's using Boston as a way to, and everyone loves it. Oh, he came from Boston, and he's this big Hollywood star. He can give two shits about this city, to be honest.
So do you give more props to a Ben Affleck that doesn't do it as much? He does it though.
Yeah, but he's not as forced. Yeah. I don't think Ben is as forced than that. Or, Donnie Wahlberg is Donnie Wahlberg's more of a Bostonian because he's here.
Yeah, he is here.
He's here,
legitimately,
and he goes to the games, and he follows what's going on.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg will be out at a Lakers game wearing Lakers stuff. That's what it is. That's just.
Now, here's a question for you. Because what if this happens to you? Do you think the money changed him? Because obviously, when you compare careers, right? One was a new kid on the block. Then you had the Mark Wahlberg. He was the rapper. Doesn't want to talk about it. That's okay. I get it, right? But then hits with the movies. And I'm talking about big movies.
Yeah. So money changes you. I mean, come on. If you pay me $1 million and said you have to start being a Lakers fan, would I do it? Probably.
Your girls are going to want you to be Lakers fans.
The girls will have to grow up as Lakers fans. Sorry.
Warm weather. I'm visiting.
I just feel like it all comes down to the Patriots Super Bowl comeback, and he left. Yeah. And I will never let him.
I knew it. That's what I was waiting on.
Because he wants to come out and say, I want to do a biopic on Bill Belichick. I want to do something on Tom Brady, this and that. It's like, nope, you left. You don't deserve to do that. You do not deserve it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear about his kids being sick and Spike Babs. You have kids now and you'll understand it. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. Nope. We all know what the reason was. He used his kids as an excuse. That's why he's a fraud, man.
He'll come out. Someone's going to snitch on him one day.
Doesn't deserve it. I think it's already out there.
Yeah, I think
doesn't deserve it.
Now check this out.
No.
I was confused with this question here.
Maya.
We'll call it Maya.
He goes against me a lot of time, always talking crap about me. Are you in the Jonnu hype train? Can't understand the fans' obsession with the 400-yard season type of guy. Pretty much saying Jonnu Smith's overpaid. The picture of Jonnu Smith today when he showed up looked like he did not want to be here. Mm-hmm. Like he's like, oh. It's like that meme from GTA. Like, shit, here we go again.
Here we go again.
I am part of the Jonnu Smith hype train because you paid the guy to be here. He better fucking produce this season.
Yeah.
He's got to produce. It's good that he's here in the first day of these little workouts and sessions. Because if Jonnu Smith can produce and Hunter Henry produced last year.
It opens up everything.
And Kendrick Bourne produced last year. And now you have Devontae Parker. The offense is, and now you have James White here for a full season healthy. Yep. Knock on wood. You have Damien Harris. You have Stevenson. Like the offense actually looks pretty fucking decent. Like this should be a plus for Mac Jones.
Yep.
This should be a plus if Jonnu Smith. I've got to buy into the hype train. I don't want to crap on him. I want to give, just like I gave N'Keal Harry another year last year, and it kind of let me down a little bit.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about that.
He's a great blocker,
I want to
though.
support it because any little way that you can help your team win is going to matter. So if Jonnu Smith does the same thing he just did 2 years in a row, that's a bad look.
Yeah.
That's a bad look for him. I mean, you can't blame Belichick.
Yeah.
I will not give him the blame game because he went out and got the top 2 tight ends in that year's free agency.
And it just didn't work out.
And he was trying to do something. Like, you can't blame
I
him.
think it will.
Bad signings happen sometimes.
Because when he catches the ball and he's in open space, he makes things happen. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to say that he probably wasn't in the books. He probably didn't understand how Mac was throwing to him. Because you know what? There's a thing to that, too. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, it's just a throw and catch. Like, I think it was Steve Young. A lot of people used to complain they couldn't understand, like, the way to catch the ball. I think Jerry Rice said that. Now, this is Jerry Rice complaining about that, right? So I'm not saying Jonnu Smith is that, but what I'm saying is that it's nice to see him day one. Let's get some reps. Let's get familiar. Let's see how the offense will probably open your area up because of other people.
Because what I said was that the defense could be taking a step back, okay? But I'm not going to be worried if you're winning games 34-24.
Right.
34-28. If you can put up 30 points consistently,
we'll worry about that in the playoffs.
Do it.
Yeah.
I think this offense could do it. I'm not so concerned about the defensive woes. I want to see that offense take a step up, that chemistry taking a step up, because we've seen it already. I do believe in Mac Jones when it comes to the 2-minute drill. I do believe Mac Jones in the 2-minute offense is successful.
Is Bill going to open the book?
I do believe in when you're down 7 right away, Mac can go out there and can get it done pretty quickly. I do believe in that. Brady you knew you had it in Brady. You knew you had it in Brady every single drive.
So you believe that they're going to just open the book up for him? I
hope so. I hope so. And
Me too.
Is Jonnu Smith going to put the work in? You didn't see it last year. You didn't see it in the offseason. You didn't, and some guys like to be quiet, like they don't want to show it. I mean, the cat's gonna get out of the bag, especially when you have Kendrick Bourne on your team.
Right. Yeah.
and he's posting all the hype videos.
Yes, sir.
We just want to see that.
That's
You just see the potential. It's of what happened with Gronk and Hernandez. You want to see that mimic 2.0. It's not going to be the same, but you want to see some of the same similarities.
Yeah,
from
why
that.
not?
Hunter Henry looked fantastic last year because he put the work in. Hunter worked hard last offseason. You saw it when he was with Stidham and doing all the reps, and then you saw it translate over to the regular season.
Yeah.
With Mac Jones, I just hope that offense, it could look so great. I think by like week 5, we'll be like, holy shit, this offense is the best offense in the NFL. It could happen.
I'm not going to go that
happen.
far. To be the best offense in the NFL requires you to have the best quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not ready to say that. Let's see what kind of work Mac has put in as well.
And speaking on Mac, and you say, what kind of work has he done? The picture of him today, we're kind of talking about in our Pats chat on Twitter, and seeing what people are saying. Mac looks a little slimmer. Like, he doesn't look as doughy. Like, he's built a little muscle. He flexed him when we saw his Tampa photo. He flexed. He's got a little muscle. He just doesn't look like he has that extra little dough on him. It looks like he's been working out.
Okay.
It looks like he's been putting some stuff together.
Probably lost some weight.
Also interesting, the Patriots advertisement on their Twitter today, or Instagram post, no bull. They advertised no bull.
Uh-oh.
I thought that was
They're
interesting.
going with him, huh?
I thought that was interesting because they never did that for Brady.
Ever.
They never promoted like the Brady brand,
No
like
brand.
in terms of TB12 Sports and all
Under
that.
Armour, never.
They never promoted Under Armour, ever.
That's interesting.
But no bull in the second year of Mac Jones being here, they promoted no bull. Like, I thought that was interesting to see that.
I hope it's not the Patriots really trying to be petty and saying to Brady,
There's some pettiness to it. Both sides. Both sides, there's pettiness to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you could say, well, they gave TB12, the TB12 shop at Patriot Place. Well, anyone can pay for rent.
For rent. Right, yeah, I know, right?
You know.
Oh, yeah, you gave the GOAT
I
a
mean,
place to sell
Brady's
shit.
a walking billboard himself anyways. You can look at it that way, but
I'm sure it was okay.
They're going already a little bit above and beyond the Patriots organization to help Mac Jones' side business. No bull, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just interesting to see that right away in the second year.
That's a good point. I never thought of that, and we'll keep an eye on it because
these are the things. This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
These are the things that keep me up at night. Like Cliff, 3 a.m. Like, they put no bull on the advertisement. Like, oh,
like what? No bull.
No
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Damn it.
Babs is. Because honestly, it comes down to if we are sitting in the front offices of Gillette Stadium, like, what's our advertisement for these photos that we're putting out?
Yep.
Yeah, put Mac Jones's no bull thing in it. Now, it's not Mac Jones is involved, it's the company, but
Correct.
it's Mac Jones's company that he's highly invested in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting how that works. Isn't there a conflict of interest there where
It's
a team
positioning.
promotes another player's like business? Like, isn't there a conflict of interest? Is there NFL rules against that? I don't know. I don't know.
We'll find out because
That was interesting.
I'm sure the NFL, these owners, these other owners might not be too happy about that because what you might be doing is setting precedents. But like you said, you're not putting Mac right up front and saying, "Hey, look at this."
Yeah,
but you never know.
Keep an eye on that stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Keep an eye, like just right now, keep an eye on how many times they promote no bull during the season. The Patriots organization.
Yeah,
it's a separate company, but it's Mac Jones is like he's in it.
He's in it. Yeah,
he's in it.
Yeah,
it's not like he's the face. I mean, he is, but it's not like he's. It's not like TB12 Sports.
They're selling at the pro shop.
No bull. I don't know. But that'll be another tale.
If
That'd
they
be interesting.
do, ooh.
Because have they ever sold TB12 stuff at the?
Nope.
Never.
That's what I'm saying.
Never.
Like, wow.
Like his rollers and stuff. No, you want that? You go up to Patriot
Go over
Place.
there.
Yeah, you can go buy it at his TB12 store.
Yeah.
Because he had to buy that separately.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I wonder if Brady in the past has ever went to the Kraft and the Patriots and said, "Hey, can you put our stuff in the pro shop?" And they said no.
I'm going to say probably not. Because they're like, no, they need to buy our Brady jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Screw you.
But Mac Jones says, "Hey, can I put can we get a no bull section?" Yeah, sure. Put it right over here.
Well,
it's interesting.
Well, let's find that out tomorrow. That's crazy.
Do you think that it's because of Cam Newton in the middle of this, kind of bringing some different culture to the New England Patriots?
100%. And you know what?
It was a very loose.
Hold on. You need this.
What are you doing?
I'm giving you an applaud.
Oh,
I've been talking about culture to people for so long, right? And I'm just gonna give you the culture card real quick, right? A lot of people don't understand that if you don't vibe well with somebody, I probably won't want to fuck with you. And I'm probably gonna not get on the phone and say, "Hey, this coach is pretty cool," right? Having Cam come here kind of just made things a little more less corporate, right?
It did.
Added a little salt to the seasoning, to the gumbo that we were eating, right? Now, as you and I spoke about, you see Bourne out there. Mac Jones was in that culture, right?
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me stop something first before it starts happening. I don't ever want to hear anyone say that Mac Jones is becoming a culture vulture. No. He was just involved with just a lot of minorities, black people, and he just hung out with us, enjoyed life. He was in Bama, goddammit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else you want to do. He did the gritty. I don't even know that shit.
Everything he's doing is not forced.
It's not.
He's a white boy, dorky white boy that it's
Dude,
funny.
You know what it is?
It's cool.
This generation, this younger generation, is more so colorblind. And they're more receptive of saying, I went to that college. I hung out with you. You're pretty cool. I'm going to put it in my little thing that I do now. Like, he genuinely was having fun. To do that on national television just means that you're comfortable with yourself.
And let me say this. It bothered me because, again, I want to see the best out of Mac Jones.
Yep.
I'll critique him when he needs to be critiqued.
Hell yeah.
When it goes down to the Pro Bowl, he didn't look good in the first half.
Nope.
He looked good in the second half, does the gritty. That's all natural stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Cam changed it because Cam is Cam.
Yep.
And how many old school fans of the Patriots who do have that? So you said where the younger generations colorblind, right? What did you say? Not
I said the younger generation is more so. They're more willing to take in other cultures,
and the older generation isn't.
Correct.
And when Cam Newton was their quarterback, they did not want to accept it.
They said, "Whoa!"
And they said, "Why is he wearing this?
Yeah.
Why is he?" And it sucks. And it sucks for Cam Newton because they went 7-9.
Yeah.
Like it sucks that he was like the martyr. Like it sucks that he has to be the one in that position where it was awkward. And I really do think Belichick. That's why Belichick wanted to stick with him because I think Belichick feels bad that Cam went through that season and Belichick knew it was going to be a bad season. Yeah. And I think that he really wanted to stick with.
He's like,
Cam
shit,
Newton
you're going to be a scapegoat.
2021.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to what Corey said, GRD, about that's somebody that more people will start appreciating Cam Newton's season, like probably like 5 or 6 years from now.
Yeah.
They're going to appreciate that.
They're going to understand.
Change.
Yeah.
Because you still have these people still, the Tom Brady, militaristic, this is how we are.
Yep.
And Cam comes in, it's a complete 180. And now you're already adapted to Cam culture that Mac already kind of had that culture.
Yep.
And he grew up with it in his own way and version that now you're starting to accept it. I give Cam Newton more credit now.
I don't want to bring up old shit, right? And he already apologized for it. But when Zolak said his statement, it was like, he's of that older culture that's like, dude, just come do your fucking job. Then there were people that you would hear that are like, why does Cam have to wear these fucking hats? To me, it blows my mind that we're so concerned with everyone and how they're moving, like to say, oh, it doesn't fit here. I thought fitting here was just being a fucking winner. You know what I mean? So I think when you have a quarterback who happens to be Caucasian, that is doing some of these quirky things, which probably makes sense. When he was dancing with Cam, they're like, cut the shit. We're trying to get rid of this. And then he goes, was it still in Hawaii? Pro Bowl? No, they don't do that
that
anymore.
was in Vegas this
in
past
Vegas,
year.
yes. And he goes and does that shit. They're like, well, I guess this is it.
Well, I think the Cam Newton, okay, so there's a time and place for things, too. And Cam doesn't understand that.
Yep.
So when Cam Newton's dancing at, like, we've seen Brady do it.
Here
like
and there, it's
and
cool.
stuff. Here and there, it's cool.
But every fucking time
I think Cam overdid a lot of the stuff
I agree.
he did, too.
I agree.
Okay? And Cam has a status that's like, I don't care. I get to do what I want. That's cool. But when it comes to the Patriots, time and place, Cam.
Yeah.
Like there was a point where, and I had that video right at training camp where Cam hypes up the crowd, gets the crowd into it, and McDaniels was pissed. McDaniels was like, what the fuck? Like, we're trying to get a play going.
Yep.
So there's a time and place for when you can do things.
Agreed.
And I think that Cam couldn't read in between the lines. Mac can kind of understand
gets
it.
it.
I think some of the team understands it. That actually brings up a good point about McDaniels. He's seen the culture change and going. Maybe he doesn't want that. Maybe that's why he's going to Vegas, and he wants that. He still wants that Tom Brady type of culture and mentality. Because Derek Carr just signed his extension,
3 years,
and he took a very team-friendly deal.
So that's the
what
answer.
Does Carr want to do? I want to win. And he probably sees something out of that. He says, "That's the way I grew up. That's the way I did my offense. I'm not here to change."
Yep.
Flip side, Bill Belichick just turned 70 years old. You have a lot of people in the media coming out and saying Belichick is stuck in his old ways. Belichick is still here. Belichick is getting the culture shock and the culture change. Belichick's seen it all. He's almost at 50 years of NFL coaching. Belichick doesn't see color. Belichick wants to win football games.
Belichick
also has to understand how the culture's changing and the younger generation's coming up.
Right.
He's been with Brady for these last 20 years. He's seen changes as well, too, that I think these last 2 years were a wake-up call to see this is what it is nowadays. He's catching up. He's catching up to what the younger players are like because he's very disconnected by them in terms of being 70 to 25 years old.
100%.
So
Great
I
point
think
with
that Cam was somebody that comes in that brings a different culture and he sees it. And I think Belichick got a lot of learning this past 2 years and he's still here. He's allowing it to happen. You're seeing the changes, and I think the Patriots are going to start accepting that culture.
I think those are all valid points. I think, too, well, we should also look at, right? So when Cam was here, Cam, I think, really believed, and that's fine, like you said, that he had such a status, but what he didn't think or look into, or maybe he was blind as well, Tom Brady couldn't do shit here either. Remember Wes Walker making a joke and they sat his ass down? It was over toes. Like, and you think you could come here it's learning to gauge it, and like you said, he just didn't have. I get that filter, right?
Yeah.
And people, I think sometimes, like a lot of people will be like, Cliff, why do you sound like that? Because there's a switch. I have a switch. Like I speak to physicians, attorneys, almost every single day. But when I'm with my peoples, I'm with you, slang comes in. Click, I can switch. But then when I go meet a VP somewhere in another state, click, flick the switch.
And with Brady, you know, he's got that status. Cam Newton, he's allowed to keep that switch on. Hey, if you don't want to play ball with us, and you know, this is what it is, Cam, we'll give you a bunch of. Then they gave him a bunch of chances. It unfortunately didn't work out. But they go to Mac Jones, they let him know the switch to, flip the switch, right? He did it in training camp where he's laughing, smiling, and then, it's a November game and he's doing that, Bill Belichick type of monotone, we got to play to win. We still want to see that type of but when you're winning, we do want to see that excitement and everything.
We want it all. We're a tough group.
The leash is getting a little looser now with the Patriots. They still got to keep you on a leash in a certain way. We talked about it last week about the Kendrick Bourne, some of his posts. I'm sure the PR team's all over his ass all the time. But guess what? He hasn't. Maybe he's been fined behind closed doors. I mean, he's not been suspended. He hasn't gotten in trouble. We haven't seen it because he produces. He produced.
And maybe, just maybe, right? Maybe there is a culture change happening, and they're like, "What is it really hurting?" He's just out there. They're creating this group. They're bonding right now. Maybe we need this to get the fans to forget about what might not be happening. To forget about what's going on with Tom, right? We need all of this. We need the noise now. Normally we always say suppress the noise. Maybe now the noise is a little bit helpful. I don't know. Interesting.
It's something that we'll definitely dive into when the season comes. But
for sure.
It's interesting to see the Patriots are adapting to it. And you know what? You want to talk about culture changes. You know who else gets the culture change? Robert Kraft gets it. Robert Kraft's been getting it. He knows it.
Yeah.
Always hanging out with Meek Mill.
He's with Meek all the time. He's a sneakerhead. He's always coming out.
Yep.
They dropped
he's going down to Philly.
Yeah,
he's going to the games and stuff like that. He understands it.
Yeah.
I think that he's someone that was trying to get ahead of it a little bit, too, to understand it.
I agree.
And maybe him... And Belichick maybe didn't get it.
Yeah.
And maybe now Belichick's starting to kind of get it. But just Belichick wants to win football games.
That's it. Yeah,
and maybe with the Mac Jones coming from Bama and how the culture's changing, maybe that influence too of Kraft already knowing ahead of, hey, this is how the younger generation is, and this is how they're going to adapt.
Maybe he called his friend at Bama. Was like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
There's
it
a lot
is
more
interesting
to it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally coming to an end. Any final thoughts? Well, before I didn't get to say, so your Easter was good, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I told you, we never used to do that. Shout outs to my wife. She introduced, the whole putting money in the eggs, candy, and putting all over the yard and having the kids. I have my grandkids. They came. They're grabbing the little candy. They're all excited. It was a good time.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was went to my parents. It was brought the girls up there. We did Easter egg hunt. The parents set it all up.
Nice.
And got to watch the Celtics game.
Yeah.
Had a good time. It's good to see the family and everything.
Did you guys do the coloring of the eggs?
No, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that this year. I'm kind of glad because that shit stains.
Yeah.
That shit's
real.
mean,
I think we'll do it when they're maybe 2 years from now or something. Probably when they're 5. Or it's
smart guy.
It's crazy how time's already going to be flying.
Dude, listen.
They're already thinking about their birthday in August. It's 2 years,
we got to make this money ASAP because I'm telling you, my daughter started playing softball. This I didn't know. So they have to get the helmet with the cage, which is fine. But do you know that there's an extra cage for them to play defense?
So they have to wear a separate.
It's separate. It's like a wired cage.
Yeah.
No helmet while they're playing defense.
That's a new rule. That's or something.
It's my son doesn't have to do it, but she does. Yeah.
More money to spend on more.
Oh yeah. So get ready.
Yeah.
I went to. By the way, Dick's really your cost is. I went to Walmart. Sorry.
No, I told you when it's time for them to play softball and stuff. We'll just be like, hey, Cliff, the next advertisement is going to be for Easton Sports. I need to get 2 new helmets.
We need some helmets, some bats.
We actually, Michelle got a T-ball set for them for Easter. Just a little, plastic T-ball.
Yeah.
And Fiona has been able to, grab the bat and, guide her. But she swung it today by herself and, hit the ball. It was, awesome. awesome to see that. Sophia's
it.
not interested in it yet,
It's all right.
but it's funny to do that. So
That's cool. All right. Well, I ain't got nothing else to say. What about you?
no, I think that we're caught up on everything. It's good back-to-back weeks for us. I didn't get to really post too much last week. Just upgrading the phone.
Yep.
Dude, got the new phone.
I
got
see
the
that,
new
man.
iPhone, like 13 Pro Max. So I don't like to upgrade phones. Let me tell
neither.
you this. And this isn't about money. Like,
For me,
like
it
this.
is. I'm cheap.
I'm cheap too. Like, I pay the monthly plan on this, like, to pay off the phone and
Yep.
stuff. Like, I don't care. I went from an iPhone 4 to an iPhone 8 Plus to now the 13 Pro Max. So I wait 5 years. Like, this phone's going to last
That's
me
dope.
5-6 years. Like, that's how it's going to be
That's
until
dope.
iOS is like, we're not going to do updates on you anymore.
Yep.
My other buddy has an XR, so I think that's the year after the 8 Plus. He just got his because he saw I was getting one.
Yep.
He was due for an upgrade. Plus the trade-in of your old phone, you get some money off.
Yeah, I'm at a 10 right now. XR, I think it is.
And the difference is amazing. Like, the photo qualities are better.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to still play around with it, especially when I'm taking pictures of the kids and
Yep.
videos of the kids. It's. I mean, you're investing in a camera.
That's
is what
it's
you're
what
doing,
it is.
especially what we do.
Yep.
You know,
And we need it.
We both need it. So I looked at it as more of an investment for what we do. It's crazy, but it took me 3.5 hours to like get my phone up, like from my old phone to this phone. The
Yeah.
data gets transferred over. I had no idea how to activate. I have AT&T.
Yep.
I'm trying to do it, switching chips around, going on the chat, like resetting my phone. Like, it was a fucking pain in the ass. That's why I hate upgrading my phone.
Yeah.
Because it takes like almost a full day to get acclimated to the new
it is a
phone.
fucking
And I'm
pain in
still
the
trying to get used to it, but it's honestly, I'm so happy to have it. The battery life in this thing is
It's insane.
amazing because
Yeah.
the old one, I have to charge it 3 times a day. I can go 24 hours, and I'm on my phone a lot.
We're gonna see how good the battery life is during the Patriots game.
Yeah.
Because I remember you
I have
carrying
that
your
freaking brick.
the brick, yeah.
brick of a charger, and I'll still carry that with me.
Hell yeah, because we're good. It's a lot of recording.
Know when you need it.
It does eat a lot of battery when you record.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Also, I was on 64 gigabytes on my last phone. I have like a terabyte now on this phone. So that's a huge
because
difference.
the quality's insane.
I had lost a lot of my old photos of the kids. Like,
Yeah.
luckily Michelle takes a bunch and she
Yep.
has it. I transferred a lot over to her, but I was like, I lost a lot of stuff on that phone. So
Yeah.
it was good.
You'll convert to the iCloud. I think it's because I share it with the family. It's like 1 terabyte or something.
I have a double final thought. I'm moving into the studio.
Oh,
Came in today and I brought in so much stuff, like, because we did the move and stuff like that. And Cliff, I'll get ahead.
go ahead.
I'm
not hating. I
want
know
a
you
man
like to
cave.
get
I
ahead.
want a man cave studio. I hope it happens. I know
it's
you're gonna work
happening.
on it.
It's happening.
It's gonna take a while.
It's happening.
I like it because you're showing commitment to me already.
I already told
as long
you,
as I
man.
hit my incentives with the weight loss. but I
So
I
you
can't
really
wait
want to have a mini bar? You say?
I can't wait to be able to have that like that setup. It's gonna be cool because I know you get other clients that come in the studio and do things, and you're like, come check out our sports
Yeah.
man cave. This is what we do, the Boston Power Hour.
This
and
is
it's
it.
gonna blow people away when they see what
Listen.
we have. I have a lot of stuff. That, memorabilia that I've collected over the years. I get rid of a lot of stuff. I give things away, but I keep things that truly mean something to me that no one really else has. That
Yeah.
this doesn't hold value. It's sentimental, but
But it's
people
for
look
you.
at it.
Right.
It's like they're like,
Oh,
wow, like,
shit.
I'd like to have something like that. It's pretty dope.
All
So I
right.
can't wait to get that set up. I hope that's like a summer project.
Listen, before summer. Before summer.
That's
What I
interesting to me.
need is I just need you to have a day off, and then we figure it what hangs up. That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty
we can
easy.
do that.
And
That'll
the
be
rest,
good.
I'll take care of the rest. So Wednesday,
Oh yeah, I don't like how they have so much time off. Wednesday night.
that I don't
Saturday
either.
night.
What is that all about? Is that a TV thing?
We have the NFL draft next Thursday, but we do have to meet up next Monday night, because that will be, I think they play again Monday night. So by then, that's game 4. So now we can really digest the series before we go into the
Okay,
NFL
let me
draft.
ask you a question, right? When they're up 3 games, are you gonna finally admit it?
Oh, when the Celtics win game 2, that's it for the Nets.
Hey.
That's it. Game 2. If the
Okay.
Celtics take 2-0,
Okay.
I don't see the Nets.
Okay.
I don't see the Nets
And
coming
then,
back from 2-0.
and then the other question
But
I
I'll
want
still
to
say
ask,
Nets in 6.
and then
so
the other question I want to ask,
you can't change your stance.
even though they're great basketball players, are Kyrie and Katie frauds? Because Katie needed the Splash Brothers to win, and then Kyrie needed LeBron and friends. That's what I'm saying. That's my final thought.
Just don't be surprised if the Nets come out on fire on Wednesday night.
Not concerned.
And they blow them out. The Celtics.
I'm not concerned, ladies and gentlemen. Right. I'm not concerned. He's saying, and I'm saying, hell no.
Just being truthful.
Be truthful. We're transparent, ladies and gentlemen. You know who we are. This is the Boston Power Hour, and we're out of here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. So much more. Hey, Biggs, keep paying.